Let's move on to something else that is equally violent, which is the last, final issue of Helen Killer. For those of you who are reading it, is about Helen Killer. There's a lost period during her life, and this comic posits that Alexander Graham Bell created some mystical glasses for her that allow her to see and hear, but also see the evil in men's hearts, but also know ninja skills and
Yes,
exactly. And so she goes up against Alexander Graham Bell's real-life rival, who he beat to the patent office for the telephone, I think, right? In real life, by about 20 minutes. He's evil and wants to turn all gold into lead by using anti-alchemy. Again, sound retarded.
That doesn't even scratch the surface of how awful this comic is. The issue before this, she was fighting mobs of people and doing like the splits and like showing her panties? And I was just like, why?
To be fair, she was dressed as a showgirl to infiltrate the evil guy.
Good point, Alex. Good point. But this one is just like, when I first saw that this made it to the shelves, I was like, this is just going to be horrible Helen Killer jokes. And this last one gets every one of them in there.
This is the crazy thing about it, is the first three issues were totally ridiculous, totally over the top, totally ludicrous, but kind of enjoyably like, why are you doing this? I don't know why you're doing this. This one is literally, it was like, oh, I gotta get all my Helen Killer jokes in. And she's like, I see what you're talking about.
At one point, the guy goes, he's beating on her. He's like, I'll see you in hell. And she's like, taking punches like, I can't see. It's horrible.
So, pick it up.
I'm a little offended because I had my own line I was coming out with Dee KILLiams. It's just Billy D. Williams getting turned down at acting jobs.
That would be better than yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing we definitely can recommend, which is the latest issue of Fantastic.
Yeah.
Tom, again, you're the editor on this. Talk a little bit about this book, how it got put together, and clearly you guys are trying to do something different in terms of the of the book, the look of the book, and how you're selling the book as well.
Yes. we have this new idea of not having it come out every month, taking a little bit longer, so that
we really appreciate that.
So people have that anticipation that they build up when every issue eventually gets completed.
Yeah.
So we're doing that.
Well, it's working.
Well, thank you.
No, but this comic is absolutely fantastic. We were saying it kind of brings back. It really brings back your first love of the Fantastic Four. There's great individual bits. The action's fantastic. I gasped at the last page.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just. It's
great. To be perfectly honest, I think we've been a little hard on the first 4 or 5 issues.
You and the rest of the gang.
Yeah. But it really feels, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it really feels like that was all set up in a way for this issue.
Well, it's all set up for the whole of the rest of the run. I think that what you see when you're talking about Mark and Brian, you look at their runs on Ultimates, for example, it's all one big story. You know, that ultimately Ultimates 1, Ultimates 2 were 2 12 or 13 issue stories, and even within that, Ultimates 2 really was based and built off of Ultimates 1. So it's all world building, it's all story building. So yeah, everything that comes out of that, everything that's going forward, is all going to build on those first couple of issues. And I think there are certainly some people who were taken aback by, oh, there's no borders on the panels, I don't know how to read this.
Well, because your eye goes like.
And some of the particular color stylings that Brian wanted to try out, and the fact that maybe the book started a little slower, a little quieter than people were expecting, or whatever the case may be. Maybe it just took 5 issues for everyone to hit their stride. But it's going real well. I'm real happy with it. I'm glad to hear people are starting to finally sync up with it and get into a group with the book, and it only gets better from here on in.
Yeah. And they are on for 12 issues, 14 13 issues?
I think it's going to be 16 all told. I think it'll be 16 all told.
Nice.
So sometime, by the time that your kids are hosting the show, we'll be.
Yeah, Pete's kids?
You have with, like, you were talking about how people on the internet, and it seems like fans have not necessarily taken the book as much as you'd hope. Like, how much on a daily basis are you sort of taking that stuff in, or do you just not?
I see it. I'm online. Everybody does went on a little bit.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe I go out and look around a little more than the average guy, but not necessarily, you know, more than anybody else at Marvel. But it's really just information. It's just stuff.
Yeah.
And the real truism is, you know, the stuff that people are saying on message boards on the internet aren't necessarily what the audience as a whole is saying.
Right.
And you see that really clearly when you get the actual email and fan mail that's sent to the book. You see that really clearly when you go to conventions or show signings or whatnot, where all the people that like it and are happy and read their comic and then go about their daily lives and not feeling the need to go online and scream about it for page after page, actually show up and go, here, when you sign this comic, I really liked it. You know, so you take it all with a grain of salt, but it's all just feedback and all this. I mean, it's the same thing with the Daily Show. You know, you must see.
Everybody loves me.
You do a bit at like 11:30, and by 11:32, there's people online going, "Oh, how do they do that?"
Yeah. No, there is.
You know, and sometimes somebody has a good point, but most of the time it's just okay. That did work, that didn't work. You know.
Yeah.
And it's more of what you think in your own gut. You come off of camera, you come off the stage, and you go, "Oh, I killed," or "I didn't kill," or "the timing was off," or you know, you use that for the next time you do it.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing.
Has there ever been a book that you were like, oh, fuck, why did I make that?
There have been a few, yeah. You can read about it on my blog. And the worst part about that is when people come up and go, "I love this. This is the best thing ever. Could you please sign this?" Yes, I'll sign it. I got your $3. I'm fine.
The $3 literally goes to you.
In aggregate, it goes to the
Pick it up, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
This is great. If you, for whatever reason, have dropped it before this, pick it up with this issue and get back on board. It's that good. Let's move on and talk about Astonishing X-Men number 26. This is actually another run, or rather last issue that at least I was a little hard on.
Yeah, you were.
What do you think about this issue?
Well, what I liked about this is you finally got on board with it because you said a lot of like stupid, lame things like the panels are too up close and.
You mean I was critical?
Yeah, exactly. No, I just thought that
They're using colors.
Yeah, they're used. Yeah, but I felt like this was. I feel like they set it up that way. Like the first one was up close. This one was a lot of faraway shots. It's a cool juxtaposition.
And the next issue is going to be like medium shot.
Yeah. I bet it is.
Sure.
But other than the panel size and
my biggest problem with last issue was that it smacks of what happens with Warren Ellis when he has to write something kind of rushed, which is all the characters are really tired and writing about how they want coffee.
This has never happened before.
Yes. But the entire last issue was like, oh, I gotta drink some coffee.
Two people said it, not the entire issue.
That was the entire issue. Anyway, you're finally up this issue and around to doing stuff, which is very exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
And I would say also about Simone Bianchi's art in the last issue, it was very tight, and I love the compositions, but and it looks good. But here you're dealing with a giant spaceship graveyard that the X-Men are going into. This is where all the spaceships that ever crash landed on Earth, where they end up. So they're going there, and you get to see these great double-page spreads, great wide shots of what it looks like to give the immenseness of these spaceships. Which is really